Yeah, I was gonna say the Audacity. Ew, my God, what was that wipe of your mouth just now? I don't even, I don't even know. But yeah, the Audacity thing, my audio's different than yours, and so it just doesn't clash. When I get your audio recording, I don't know, it just doesn't clash. Your audio will you'll fix it eventually though. You know, if we go to an audio only podcast, right? Listen to this. We stop thinking about Zoom, audio only podcast, and we just do gameplay only. Like we really every week dedicate gameplay. Like we get to, like either you or me. We really. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah. I think that'd be good because I don't think many people like to watch just two faces. Like I don't think anyone sits down and watches like a podcast with just people. I think people either do something else or they're like actively like I don't know walking or something. But sitting down and just
Right.
like watching two people talk, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cough a little louder now that it's audio only. You know, really disturb the people with the audio. Really make it. Hey guys, this is an audio podcast only now. Just start going like, just start coughing like crazy. Yeah. But here's the thing. The thing. Here's the thing. We might, yeah, we might do that. We might do that. And also, you got to stop clicking though. I just heard you click.
Man,
Don't tell me
okay.
you didn't click. I heard
Jeez.
you click. Did you click? Tigo, you cannot look at other things. What is going on with you
I'm
and your?
not. Oh
I
my
swear,
gosh.
sometimes Diego will sit down to this podcast and act like nobody's listening, but act like no, like he doesn't want people. Diego's actively like, if people are listening, I want them to click away from the extra sound. I want them to click away. But we still, oh, by the way, we still have to do this though, because this is much easier than just listening to each other talk. Like looking at each other on Zoom is a lot better. Yeah, better for conversation at least. But until this podcast gets big enough, then we get a studio, right? And then when we get a studio, then we'll show our faces. Yeah,
Sure.
maybe I don't know. We could just not get a studio. Who knows? Because if we keep it without the studio, then people won't expect anything. We could do this podcast from wherever we are.
Hmm.
That's true too. All right, tell me about this bike thing. I just want to know your idea about that. Tell me this bike idea.
Oh well, I was just gonna get a new bike eventually. Um, I don't know what they're called, but they're like the slim ones, kind of like a racing bike. But well, I guess they could all be used for racing. But that style bike, the one with like the thin seat, um, the trigger brakes on them, the one with like the curved handles. You know how they come like that,
Oh, a
and the
road
curve
bike,
like
like a
that.
real road
Yeah,
bike.
road bike. There you go, road bike. Yeah.
Okay. With gears? Do road bikes have gears?
Yeah. Some have gears. Some can be one speed or like single speed, like the one you have.
Hmm.
Single speed, or me, I should say. Single
Oh
speed.
no, no! It's not your bike. It's my bike. I'm just not
It is,
there.
but
It's called the
whatever.
fig. My bike's called the Fixie.
Well, you took the fixie thing mechanic off.
Right, but I bought it as a Fixie.
Hmm.
And really,
Hmm.
all the only thing I did was have a switch to a handbrake instead of a back pedal brake. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think it still classifies as a Fixie, does it not?
No.
All right. Well, I bought it without. I bought it as a fixie, and I thought I could be cool, but it annoyed me too much. So I was like, I need a handbrake. So I bought it back to the same guy, and he was like, "What do you need?" He goes, "We don't do any covers." I go, "What?" He goes, "We're not gonna cover this for you. It's not. You didn't break it." I go, "I'm not here. It's okay. I just want to buy a handbrake." But he was like adamant when I brought it back. He was like, "We don't know. We don't. Whatever you brought it back, it's not broken visually." I'm like, first of all, calm down. I'm just here for a handbrake. It was so weird. It's the one by grandma's house,
Mm.
that bike place. Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of by grandma's house, but yeah, I went back. He was like, "No, no, no, we don't do." I go, first, calm down, chill. But bunch of people must go back and be like, "This bike's broken." Like he must have got that so many times. So funny.
Yeah,
I'm just
probably.
here for a handbrake. Yeah, yeah. So that was fun. What about
Mm.
your BMX bike? You just gonna throw? You gonna burn that? What's gonna happen with that?
No, it's right there.
But can I keep
Still
it?
have it. No, no, you can't have it. You can't even borrow it.
Why
No,
not? Wait, why? But you can't borrow. Why can't you? Why
because
can you
because
borrow
it's mine.
mine?
Because you're not here. So
But you don't get to
so
keep it.
really, so really, it's the law of exchange. You're not here to take it. You're not here to take it back.
Well, it's really the law of what's it called? What's it called when you're close to something? The law of oh man. God. I used to remember words like that. You know, when you're close to something, not distance. That's the other one. Law of not gravity.
I no, I don't know.
Law of proximity, maybe?
I doubt it's proximity.
But that's what
Um,
proximity means. I only know proximity
yeah.
from proximity mine from video games.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, the law of attraction. Is that what
Yes.
you were gonna
Oh,
say?
there you go. Yes. Wow, that was
Yeah.
really yeah. You got that. Yeah.
Are you sure you're right on that?
No, I don't know. Who knows?
It doesn't matter.
Proximity was probably a better word, honestly, but
Mm.
that's not what I was thinking of. You know what? I just got an alert from Funhouse that they uploaded a video. Well,
Funhouse, isn't that channel kind of dead?
dude,
I
it's
didn't know
gone
people
down
still
so
listen
much.
to that
It's gone down now.
or watch.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
I said listen, but I meant to say watch.
Oh,
But I didn't watch their videos when they used to make them, like
well,
a lot.
they're not dead. They're still making them, but the views are down. The three main people who started it are gone. So kind of sucks. And they left in a hurry too. You know when a channel changes, they kind of ease people into the channel.
Mhm.
This was like a hard turn. Yeah. So
Why did they change it and leave so fast?
well, there's a lot of things. You know Rooster Teeth, the company.
Mhm.
You do? They
Yeah,
make
yeah,
videos
I
and
know what
stuff?
they are. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. They're under them. Funhouse got Rooster Teeth acquired Funhouse.
Hmm.
And so that company is very family friendly and not as family friendly as Funhouse. Well, not that Funhouse is not family friendly. It's just they tend to be sometimes. Like overall, they're kids. They're for younger people. It's not like adult only, but they will occasionally get a little more inappropriate and they don't like hold that back. And so
Yeah.
that was a problem because Rooster Teeth is so family friendly. That was a little bit of a problem. Number two, working under Rooster Teeth, they didn't really like it. At least this is visually. They complained about it a lot. Like it would come up in subtle complaints a lot. Uh yeah, and they just I don't know, that ruined them. Like they went from independent making not as much money to under Rooster Teeth making more money, but it wasn't that vibe. It wasn't a good vibe. You could see right when
Hmm.
they did it too, you could see it change. You know, you ever see a YouTube channel change? You're like,
Yeah.
this is it. They changed. And so I think that was the beginning of the end for that.
Rooster Teeth or Funhouse is one with the two guys, and one of them looks like his shoulders are kind of like in his neck. The one standing kind of like that.
Yeah, used to make fun of
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Funhouse.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch them all
Yeah,
the
he needs
time.
to relax your shoulders a little bit. I know. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's like a conscious thing, like he has bad posture or something. But he needs
Well,
to bring his
also,
shoulders down
he's a
instead of.
big guy though, and he used to play. You're talking about Adam. He's not a small dude, and so he's sitting kind of.
He looks kind of small. Wait, he's sitting
He's
on
sitting.
those
Yeah, he's sitting, and so he's
still.
got big. He's not like a small dude. So I think that's the problem. Honestly, I think he's like 6. I think he's just 6 feet, but he's a big dude. Also, he was the one that cheated on his wife. So you caught that.
Really?
You caught that early. You said you like I don't like this guy's shoulders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
caught that
about him.
early. Yeah.
Oh, one time, one of my teachers asked me, not ask me, but he was like, "What if I told you guys I cheated on my wife? Would you, would you guys look at me different, right?" And and then like there's some like mixed things in the audience, but like
In
you
the
said,
audience.
well,
Right. No,
the
I
class. So,
know.
but then when you said that, it kind of made me think when he asked that.
Wait,
But
so
then
what was
like,
was this an ethics class or something? Oh, okay.
no. This is definitely an ethic class.
Okay.
I forgot exactly like how he brought it up. Like it might have just been like a joking thing, but he said, "What if I told you guys I cheated on my wife?" And then like a second later, he said, "I didn't, but if I did, would you guys look at me any different? You know, like would you not like me as a teacher?"
Wow.
Now, okay, now if
I
someone
don't
asks you
know.
that question, would you view them as like a different kind
If
of teacher and you wouldn't like him as much?
if I already hated him, I would hate him even more, sure, just because. But if I
No, but this
liked
teacher
him,
was like a good and like nice teacher. And then he was like, "What if I cheat on my wife? Then what?"
I don't know. I'd be like, well, damn, why'd you do it? Because if you're telling us you cheated on his wife, like to a bunch of kids, you might as well tell us why, because that's
Yeah.
private information anyway. Like, well, why? Why? You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
I was
you
tempted by
but
ass.
like would you view him any differently, or would you
I don't.
would you still like him as a teacher?
I probably would like him as a teacher, just because. Well, I don't know. If he was already a nice teacher, it probably
Yeah.
wouldn't stop me from liking him. But I would think about it sometimes. But then
Yeah.
again, you're talking about high school, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Then again, I don't know. I think I would get over it. I don't think I would care enough to even be like, let me make a
Yeah.
judgment call.
I don't think I would care too much,
Right.
because especially like it's not my life. And it's
Right.
not like I'm like his friend or anything, and I'm not in his like affair. Y-
Exactly. At the most, he's grading your papers. So it's like you
Yeah.
cheat. Yeah, this teacher cheated on his wife. Okay. I don't know. It's okay. Maybe in that day, in that moment, the rest of class, I'll be thinking, damn, he did. But the next day, I'm going to show up and not care because nothing's changed for me. so, so it's like, all right. But now, okay, now if he was cheating, right? And then, and then he like talked about it a lot, or he like was weird in some way. Like if he was a
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
teacher, then I'd be like, oh, he also cheated on his wife. But I think the catalyst, big word. I think the catalyst
sure.
for turning an opinion on him is he nice before and after you learn that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because someone can be, I guess, like a nice person and like still cheat in the right.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That is funny though. It's like,
yeah.
would you treat me different? And then at the end of class, I didn't. But would you treat me any? Just to
I
let you
forgot.
guys know,
I
I
forgot
didn't.
I forgot the context of it.
Mm.
But man, like he did just say, "What if I cheated on my wife?" And then he was like, "I didn't, but would you guys look at me any different?" Yeah, I didn't, but.
Right. But girls might look at him different. We're guys.
Actually, it's funny. Most of the girls did say, "Yeah, I would look at you differently because that's wrong."
Right.
But then most of the boys in the class were like, "No, I don't care."
Right. Right. Exactly. Because
Yeah,
to a boy, it's like, well, I get that because I'm looking at multiple women right now. So
yeah.
you're just an older version of me. I get it.
Oh, but he also
So,
had two daughters though, and he had been married for like 10 years or something.
mm,
So
well,
that was also like another thing. It wasn't like a new wife, like no kids
right.
or something. It was like 10-year marriage. Boom.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
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 My math teacher in senior year, who was very attractive, she had these two kids. She has two kids, right? And so they come up to school, and she said that she wasn't married. That like in class at some point we learned that she wasn't married. And then this dude comes up with the kids, and I was like, oh, I thought she wasn't married. And they look like boyfriend and girlfriend, and they kiss. So I'm like, oh, maybe did she just lie to us? And then later on, she goes, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend right now. And it's just such a weird thing learning about teachers' relationships that it's like, now in
Hmm.
real life, if she wasn't a teacher, having two kids, boyfriend is not a big deal. But it's just so weird learning like she's divorced, she got two kids, she's a boyfriend. Like, I don't know. And the guy looked young. It was just something. It's just when you learn about that with your teachers, it's always weird. It's always so weird.
Well, yeah, because you only think of them as like a teacher and like like they only teach.
Right.
Because
Right.
like you think, well, they obviously don't sleep at the school, but you could think, like they sleep here, like, like they live in their classroom, like they're
Right.
only a teacher, but they do have normal lives,
They
I
have
guess,
lives. Yeah.
outside of school.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, wow, so she's gotten divorced. She's had kids. She has a
But
whole
then,
life. So,
yeah,
yeah.
even though many people have gotten divorced and have kids and everything, but
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
weird to see your teacher like that, I guess.
Yeah. She's
Mm.
very nice too. So, yeah. She definitely helped me pass. Oh, yeah. She held after school things for everybody. And it was never,
Oh, but you
unfortunately,
went after school.
yeah, I went to the after school session where she said, no, I wouldn't say that about her. Come on. But every time there were other kids there. So I was never alone with her. Unfortunately, there was girls and guys. Unfortunately, because you come after school, you think, oh, maybe it'll just be me and her, but it never was. Did you ever get tutored by a TA? I always found that embarrassing.
No, you mean like in high school?
Yeah, like in high school, like a
No,
TA.
but there were no, but there were student tutors in the library,
Yeah,
like
there were.
like
Yeah.
seniors that did that. But I
Yeah.
never even went to that. I don't think anyone did. Maybe one or two kids, like in the entire school, went to tutoring in like in the library. Most people just paid and
Well,
went to
when they
some other.
well when they started, that was a that they could force you to do it. Well, I mean force whatever, but during lunch they would tell you to go do tutoring or your homeroom. It's your
Mm,
homeroom. So they would tell you to go. And in senior year, I was getting tutored by an 11th grader. So it was so funny. I was like, this is hilarious, but I don't really care too much. But yeah, that was pretty funny. They were always younger than me, always younger. There was a 10th grader in my TA actual math class. 10th, he was
mm.
in 10th grade, and he was like, I mean, he was like so super smart and knew literally everything. I was like, how do you get like that? Is it just natural? Did he study a lot? He just knows math.
Oh, there was a sophomore in. Well, like I guess it doesn't. I guess there's no like skipping math, but there was a sophomore in algebra two honors, and like seniors normally take that, right?
Yeah.
Or like seniors or juniors or something. But anyways, sophomore year you should be in like I don't know like geometry or something. But he was like two or three maths ahead, like insane. This kid was just like super smart.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's
Oh
natural.
yeah,
Is it? I don't know.
yeah. Oh. He was two maths ahead. Because
Wow.
eighth grade he took geometry or something,
Yeah.
and sophomores normally take that, and he was just zooming ahead,
You think about that?
and he
Did
was Asian
he?
too.
Of course. I mean, of course. I mean, of course. But did he like when you think about that? Did he take summer classes to get there? Because he's not age wise, he's not super old. So how does
No,
that?
not at all.
So how does it? So he went to some. How did he get the credits? How's he allowed that? I always thought about that.
I
How does
don't
that
know.
happen?
They might have moved him up like a math level.
You could just do that.
Well, I think the teachers have to like approve it or something, but he was obviously more than a competent. Hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I still say I didn't take one of my I only took two math classes in high school. I didn't take three. Supposed to take three, I only took two. Never came up. People think I lied about that, but I swear to God it never. Because if you I was taking algebra senior year. I didn't
Hmm.
stay extra. I was taking algebra senior year. I took geometry twice, failed it once, took it and took geometry and algebra senior year. There was no third math for me. I, I was waiting for it. No one ever said anything, and I walked and I got my diploma and left. No one ever said anything about taking geometry two. Never took it.
Hmm.
I think that's how kids don't graduate high school. Is that
Because they just forget to take something.
they forget to take something, and then something actually happens, and they're like, "Well, I'm not going back." Especially if they don't go to college right after. I could definitely see a kid not graduating high school, failing too much and being like, you know what, I don't want to go back. And then they just don't. I think it's very, especially if you're a senior. If you're a senior, I could totally see you being like, yeah, no, I'm not graduating. And then walking away. The older you get, the more you realize school means nothing. And so when you almost get to senior year, you realize, well, I could walk, this could end. I could walk away. I could. You don't.
Hmm.
Most people don't, but there is an instinct you could. It's like at the beginning of community college. You're just free and you're there, and you're like, I don't have to do any of this, but you do because you want the degree. But there is a sense of in college. There is a sense of like, I don't need any of this, even though you should. But there is this like, oh, I could not do any of this. So that's the way
Hmm.
I thought about it. Yeah, but yeah, you know, go to school, kids. I guess if you want education. Any thoughts on that?
All right, all right. Well, that's a good
any
take.
any thoughts on that? I don't
Uh,
know.
I don't know. I kind of don't think about it that way. I mean, I kind of think you need college unless unless you want to go into something that you obviously like don't need it.
Hmm.
But like for the most part, like you kind of do need it, you
Right,
know.
at least a 2 year because the amount of times because I didn't go to college immediately after high school. I went to a school of hard knocks. Well, I mean, I did construction a little bit, and so But when in that time doing construction, because I constantly wanted to get out of it, and so I was always looking for jobs. You know this. Everything I went and looked for was high school degree, 2 year. I mean, college degree, 2 year minimum. Everything from like I saw it everywhere, even jobs you wouldn't think of, like the mattress, like working at a mattress store. You know, they're like, oh, you should have it too. Everything was like, you don't have to, but it was like strongly suggested. So that alone made me want to go to college because it was like literally everything. You know, everything was like 2 year minimum, so highly suggested that you go to college. So it was like there was no job where they're like, yeah, just high school's good. It's just so many were like college, 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 college. Even stuff you wouldn't do. Like the only thing that wasn't college was uh a valet. You know the rich places on
Hmm.
the yeah, those restaurants and stuff, they always have valet on the by the water.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a valet there, which didn't make sense because I didn't have my license at the time. But yeah, yeah, crazy. Even stuff
Yeah.
like that. Valet was the only thing that was like, yeah, you could be from high school, but that was like, you don't want that job.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I would say go just so you could apply for a job and not feel like you're not gonna get it. At least have a chance. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So hey, too bad. It's too bad. It is too bad, kind of. It is too bad because not everyone wants to go to college, and not everyone's going to go to college for anything even useful. So it does
Yeah.
kind of suck, especially if you're a smart kid out of high school. It's like maybe you don't need college. You know, what about that kid? What the kid that takes two maths, right? The kid that takes two math and is almost done. What if he doesn't want to go to college? He's smart. You know, he's smart. He could do it. He's competent, like you said. He's very smart. What if he doesn't want to go to college? But because he didn't, all of a sudden he's not smart. You know, hey,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's my whole take. What's the movie? What's your background? What's the movie? This
I
is
was
a
just gonna.
sad this is a
I was.
sad take because it just gets sadder and sadder when we talk about school. What's the movie you
I was
like?
just gonna ask what your movie was after
I
you.
didn't watch your movie because I was playing Star Wars.
Nothing. Oh,
No, no,
okay.
no. I'm sorry.
Well,
I should have watched.
yeah, but
Oh, wait, no.
don't you always tell me, and then you're like, oh, you never watched the movie, but then, but now look at you.
And I got
No,
involved with Star
no
Wars.
movie.
Listen,
Yeah,
but most of the time I watch, this is a rare occurrence where I didn't do it. But I tried to get that movie you said, and it wasn't on.
it's
Uh,
not on anything.
it's not on anything. Even Pirate Bay, it was like scarce. Like I saw one, but I didn't want to click on it because I was afraid of it wasn't a good download. It's hard to get that movie.
But mine,
Looking
mine
directly
was.
into the camera. Very sad. Whoa, okay, Diego, go ahead.
But mine was about
Oh, by the way,
it
you
was
look like hold on. Wait, you look like oh, never mind. I forget.
okay. Well, mine was just Rami Malek. But what the movie was about was honestly confusing. It was one of those like psychological movies, you know, like these thriller kind of like a Horse Girl. Well, well, it was yeah. Actually, kind of like Horse Girl. It was like confusing in that way,
Mm.
but it might not be confusing to you since you apparently knew what a Horse Girl was about the whole time. Like you just knew, I guess.
I'm very
Sure,
smart like that.
sure.
To be fair, I also took cinema classes, so I kind of have a little bit of an understanding of movies.
Wow, wow,
It's a
wow,
fact.
wow.
What? It's a fact.
Cinema. Okay, but
It's a fact. Sorry.
so right, this guy he works at a hotel, right?
Mm,
And he's living with his girlfriend or wife's parents, right? You know, he's like very, not very poor, but you know, he works at a hotel living with his girlfriend's parents, and they have a child.
mm.
And so he's living there. He's living his day to day life. He's obviously like very bored. He doesn't want to be there. He's like a wage slave, you know?
Mundane wage. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And he works nights too.
Mm.
You know about working nights.
That's terrible. I hate. Oh man, I hate work.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible.
So he worked nights. He didn't like his job at all. And then one time this guy comes in,
Mm.
right? One time
Oh,
this
oh,
guy comes.
Rami Malek is not the child.
No, Rami
Oh,
Malek is not
sorry.
the
Okay,
child.
good. I got you. Okay.
Okay, well, yeah, no, Rami Malek is not the child.
Okay.
But then before the guy comes in, or maybe after,
Mm.
the scene keeps switching to this guy on a boat. My background, this guy,
Mm.
right? The scene keeps switching to him, and obviously, it's him, but with a long beard, like sunburnt skin, long hair, and he's out in the middle of the water doing
God, God,
God knows what, right?
yeah,
Like,
just
I mean,
anything.
yeah, but that's what you know then, but you do learn a little bit more. So it
Okay.
keeps switching to him, and you're thinking, okay, that's him. That's gonna be him in the future,
Mm.
right? It's gonna be him in the future. But then, but then this one guy comes into his hotel, right? And he's like, "Can I get a room?" And then he's like, "No, you can't get a room. You have no ID or anything." And then he's like, "No, I don't. I live off the grid." And he's like, "Sorry, I can't help you,
Mm.
right? Because you need an ID." And then he says, "Let me buy you a drink." Blah 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 blah. And then they're playing squash. You know what squash is? With like the little
Ye-
ball, and they just throw it against the wall.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't. That might not be squash. Tennis
Is
racket.
oh well, they're ping like they're hitting it on the wall
Yeah, but not with a tennis racket, just throwing
with
it.
their hand. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, well, squash with their hand, yeah.
yeah.
So then they're playing, and the guy's telling him about how he's the last real one.
Mm.
Like he's the last real person that knows about like what's gonna happen to the world and everything.
Yeah, that's where I feel
Because
sometimes.
there's sure, but then no, but there's gonna be some like a cataclysmic uh
Oh, okay.
cataclysmic sort of cataclysmic sort of like event that's gonna happen,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
the world is going to fold in on itself. Now, I didn't understand a lot of this movie, but the main premise of what's going to happen,
Mm.
and we don't see this, so I can't even explain it in full, but
Mm.
the world is going to like collapse in on itself. What's right is wrong. What's like upside down is going to be right side up. What's right side up is going to be upside down. Everything's just going to be backwards, right?
Okay.
So then this guy,
This sounds like a normal game of squash to me, so I don't know.
no,
This
well,
sounds like
no, okay, well, they're just playing squash. The guy's just explaining it to him that the world is going to basically turn upside down,
right,
right?
which is normal. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah, and there's like a
Does
wormhole.
oh, wait, you
Okay.
see a wormhole?
No, no, you never.
Oh,
I don't think the
oh.
budget was big enough for them to go all out.
This is a thinker. This is an imaginer.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
This is definitely like you have to think hard about this movie.
Right.
So then, all right. So then he's like, yeah, there's gonna be a wormhole and everything,
Mm.
and you have to get through the wormhole. You have to get you and your family through it before it closes, because then you'll be on the other side and you'll be safe, right?
Okay.
That's just what the guy said, and he didn't make any sense either, because now the guy's like, you're a lunatic. Why would I listen to you?
Right.
You know?
Right. Okay.
So then blah 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 blah. And now like with that guy, telling him the guy's like, I'm a software manager. I just like fix problems in people's computers and stuff.
Okay.
And then he finds out that Rami Malek, the guy, isn't making a lot of money. So then he starts like stealing from the guests, like with the other guy. He starts stealing from the guests. It was a very small kind of hotel, well,
Right.
motel
Wait,
really.
wait, when is the world gonna end? Not soon? He's just like,
Yeah, kind of soon. I don't
okay.
I don't I don't well, kind of soon, but they don't know yet. They have to look at the clouds and everything.
Okay. Now I'm
Okay,
interested. Looking at the
okay,
clouds for the world end.
okay, right. So then
So he
they
trusts this guy already to buy like steal with him? Like it's that quick?
yeah, it's that
Okay.
he knew him
Okay.
for like a week or something.
Okay. Okay.
So then he starts stealing stuff for him because he's like so poor and everything.
Okay.
All right. Now pause that section of the movie real quick,
Okay.
and then it cuts to him with a beard, right?
Okay.
Cuts to this guy with a beard
Which
out in the
is
middle of the
not Rami
water.
Malek's beard.
No, he didn't grow that.
No, this is not. Look at Rami Malek. That's not his. First of all, his hair isn't Jesus like. Okay. I mean, that might be his
Okay.
real eyes, but I mean, it's a wig, but it's just funny to be because Rami Malek isn't blonde.
Yeah. All right.
So
So now it switches to this guy, right?
yeah.
And this guy was the Malhart. What was the name of that movie?
Huh?
Bus. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this guy was Buster Smallheart. So now this guy would run around in the woods, and this was like before or after. We have really no idea, but we assume it's after.
Oh my god, I think I know what this movie is.
You know what the movie is?
Is there a shootout at the end with
Yeah,
the cops? I've
yeah.
seen this. Oh my
You've seen this,
god,
right?
when you
Yeah.
started describing, oh, and he's in the wood. Like this is a
Yeah,
woods.
he's in the woods. But
Yes,
then
yes,
but
yes,
then
yes, 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 yes,
right, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And
yes,
it's
yes.
crazy
This
because
was
at
a
the
great
end,
movie.
yeah, these are two different people. Him
Yes,
him and the other guy are the same person, but two different like lives.
yes.
But then you think, okay, he's gonna turn into this guy, but he doesn't. At the end, he glitches and like splits ways
No,
in the forest. Yeah, two
no.
different people.
This was a
This
cool movie. Yes.
two it was two completely different like stories, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, this is okay. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
this guy
I
is
know
in the
this movie. This
woods.
is great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
Okay.
the woods. He's in the woods, and he goes to people's like beach homes, not beach homes, like well, it's in the mountains, like a vacation homes, right?
Right.
Like one time, and then yeah, like one time the people come home, and then he traps them. The cops come. The cops come, and then he escapes, and that's a shootout and stuff.
And that's
Well,
when they
no.
start. He does it once. He doesn't get caught, and that's when they start actually tracking him. People become
Yeah,
aware of him after that.
but
And
but the shootout with the people at the end wasn't with the guy with the beard. It was
no,
with
it was with Remy Matt, the normal one.
yeah, it was with the normal one.
Yeah, yeah.
But what happened to this guy?
He scavenged. I think he didn't he just get lost in the woods and like the last from what I remember the movie, the last shot of him is the shot of him going to the water. Is it not? Is it not the last shot of the guy with the beard? Is it not him walking away and like going somewhere,
I don't think so. It might be the one. The last shot might be of him washing up on the beach.
washing up on the beach? Okay.
Yeah, that might be the very last shot.
So from what I just remember this movie. Here's what the movie. Here's a quick summary because Diego's was long, but that's okay. The quick summary of the movie is that there's two opposite people. They're the same. There are two people who are the same, but one of them is glitched out and the other one isn't. And you basically have to decide which one is real and which one isn't. Because from what I got through this movie is that that guy who told Rami Malek about how the world's going to end, it actually did end. And it's two separate things, but and they're both on the side of the black hole. So one is happening and the other one's happening at the same time, but they're just on two separate planes on the black hole. So they're happening, they're mirroring, but one didn't go through the black hole and one did. That's from what I got. Oh, you're
The
muted.
last shot, yeah, the last shot of the guy with the beard
Hmm.
was when they were on the boat together.
Oh, okay.
Somehow that was the last shot, and then he was like, "What do you want from me?" And the other guy didn't answer. But the last shot of the guy,
Hmm.
then they're both on the boat. And the last shot of the normal one, after the shootout, and for some reason he's just gone, like out of the cave. Like he shoots the gun. Remember that smoke?
Yeah, yeah.
He's gone. That guy washes up on the beach.
Hmm.
But then we really don't even know that because this guy he shaves his head at the end. He shaves his head, shaves his beard. So now you're kind of just wondering, like at the very end, like which one is that? The
Right.
guy that escaped from the cops, or the crazy guy with the hair?
Right. That's why I say you got to
Like you don't
decide for
know.
yourself.
Yeah.
You got to like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, very interesting movie.
Yeah.
It's very good. Right when you start talking about it, I was like, okay, yeah, the guy, it all sounded so familiar. But then when you said the him, yeah, well, okay, I remember this movie. Yeah. This was a good movie. I like it. Yeah.
Because at first you think the normal guy is gonna turn into this guy.
Right.
That's obviously what's gonna happen.
Right.
But then it's not two
And,
different people.
and also throughout the movie, you don't know, even when he gets on land and really starts like stealing, you really don't know if it's happening at the same time. So you're like, at some point, maybe he leaves and grows a beard and then
Yeah,
starts doing this.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought too. Because I'm like, well, this could perhaps be the same thing, but we don't see the transition.
Right.
Like this could be the same person just later.
I think it would have been a little easier in that movie if at some point they showed us maybe even like a clock or like a picture, knowing that it's the same day or the same time. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like something to show us that this is happening in unison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this guy was lost on a boat. Remember,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one with the beard lost on a boat. They found his ID, but what was also weird is, well, they obviously look exactly the same, but like, who's the real guy's mother? Like the one that worked in the hotel, who, like who's his mom? Because they found his ID, they tracked down his mom, and then he's like, here's his ID.
I don't know.
But now like, but
Maybe
now
he
like
has
his
his
mom
own
is
mom.
like that's crazy.
Maybe he has his own mom just somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, when the world starts like spinning and stuff, and then like goes upside down and he kills his wife and kids,
Mm.
a wife and kids, like who was that either? You know?
I don't know.
Because the guy who was telling him all this stuff eventually turns out to be not real. You know?
Right. Well, that's the best part about the whole movie, I think, is
Yeah.
that it's totally in both of their heads.
Yeah.
Like,
And he was the one that killed his wife and his daughter and everything.
right. He was a mundane guy going through this and just went crazy.
Mhm. But
So
how did he start going crazy? Like, because the guy told him, like, that's crazy.
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Well, I guess kind of like a Fight Club, you know?
That's
Because
true,
like,
but
but
Fight
that's just,
Club, huh?
well, it's kind of like the same thing. Because Fight Club, the guy was like convincing himself
Hmm.
he was like super cool and everything. When he was that guy.
Right.
Like he was a normal mundane guy, but also completely forgot the character's names. But also the other guy, also like the badass guy.
But
You
the
know?
badass guy was always in his head. He never did anything like anything he was always in his head. So anything the badass guy did, he did. Like
Hey, he
they
did.
right, but on this movie, they really are doing two separate things at the same time.
Yeah, I guess so. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that one was in his head. This one, they really are two different people. They're the
Mhm.
same, but they really are on the earth doing two different things at the same time.
Yeah.
Like physically touching and doing things at the same time. So they're not like in each
You saw,
other's heads.
and you saw how tall that guy was, right?
Yeah. Very, yeah.
What the,
Very weird.
no,
Very
Rami
weird.
Malek. I looked up. Rami Malek is 5'7.5", but even he was 6 feet. That other guy is at least 6'6", 6'7". That
Yeah,
guy's insanely lanky,
he
like
is.
like weird.
Well, I don't know where they get those weird actors from. There, you always see those types of people. You're like, oh yeah, you were in that other movie where they always use them as the same thing too. They use them in some weird way, like
Yep,
like you've seen Twin Peaks. You know what Twin Peaks is?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's like this weird. There, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, but they use weird people like that. They use weird actors like weird eyes. You're like, where do you even find this guy with a weird eye? There always be some weird actor like that. Like
Oh,
they're just weird people.
also in Breaking Bad,
Mm.
oh, I think his name was Skinny Pete,
Oh, yeah,
right?
where they get people
Skinny,
for like skinny peak from? Yeah.
yeah, Skinny Pete kind of does look like a crackhead. Well, like now not, but now he doesn't. But like they really made him look like one. Like he was super skinny.
Well,
Like the
you know, if
face
you
had
look
no fat on it.
right,
Tattoos,
but
crazy.
if you look at interviews from back then, I've seen old interviews because I was watching this video about the history of the show. And if you
Mhm.
look at interviews like that, he really does look like a crackhead, not
Yeah,
on
he
set.
does. Like 100%.
Right now, he's changed. He really does look normal. But back then, I don't know where they got him. Someone saw him on the street or something. I don't
But
know.
like, what's like the casting call? Like, crackhead, skinny, and he wasn't
Right.
short either. He was like kind of tall, just a lanky, weird person.
What was the casting call for the son? A disabled? We need a were they like we need a disabled kid, or did he just come in? I don't
I,
know.
I don't know. Oh,
I don't know.
I actually I read somewhere that he was based off of a friend in college. The
Oh, the
son,
producer or something, or the writer.
something like that. He was
Okay.
just based off of his friend in college who
Oh,
had
okay.
CP.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's a cool. I mean, that's a cool movie. Yeah. I forgot about that movie until you said it. That's not new though. That was like that's a couple years old, right?
Yeah,
2017 maybe?
2016.
2016. Ooh,
But I had no idea it was out though.
it was pretty good. I remember seeing that and being like, "Wow, that was really good." And then
The movie,
seeing
well, to me, it was just mostly confusing for like the longest time until the end. It was pretty confusing.
just another movie I get, no one else gets. You know what I mean?
But
Just me and the writer.
did you know that it was two different people?
Yeah, I did. At the end, I knew.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. At the end, I knew. At the beginning, I didn't know. But I don't know. It was weird because like the movie has such a weird vibe too, and he is the only person aside from like the family he robs. There's a lot of just like him walking and thinking to himself. Like there are a lot of shots of him just being like,
Yeah, there's nothing really too crazy about him.
right,
And
nothing
I
too
don't, yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
all
like
like in his head.
but, yeah, but they were like hunting him like pretty hard, but he was just, well, like breaking and entering into someone's house isn't good, but like he wasn't really like a violent kind of person or anything.
I was gonna say, I thought in this movie that the guy with the beard was already a fugitive because of the way they hunted him. I thought
Yeah,
at first this is a no, they've been hunting him.
yeah, but he was just some guy
I guess so.
breaking into people's houses.
Right. And also, how long was he doing that for?
I think they said 5 years. I think they did
So
mention
what?
that once.
Oh, okay. So it was a big deal to catch him.
Yeah, it was, but
Okay.
he never killed anybody or anything like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Cool movie. Good movie. Good movie to watch. I didn't know you were watching that movie. Yeah.
But like at the end, so the guy he doesn't go to his wife's funeral or anything. So the guy does become him. So it is the same person, but then not also the same person because they go and they diverge, right?
Hmm.
But then he does become him, but then there's another life where he comes someone else. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't
You know,
know.
like this guy with the beard could have been in the future, and that's just one part of him,
Right.
and we don't.
The thing
Go
I
ahead.
thought that it was at the same. They're doing this at the same. They're the same person, and eventually will become the same people. That's why he shaved his head and he ran away and started looking like that guy with the beard. They're the
Yeah,
same people and they will turn into each other. It's
yeah. So it's
inevitable.
just kind of like before and after. Like the guy shaves his beard, and he like washes up on the water or something. Will he become the guy in the hotel?
Yeah,
The guy
exactly.
in the
Yeah.
hotel become this guy?
Right.
Yeah. So just two different people,
Right.
but the
Right.
same person.
It's like seeing yourself and having it's like seeing a future you, but that future you is walking around and it's inevitable that you will become him,
Hmm.
even though you're
But then
seeing
vice
him.
versa too.
Right, but then vice versa. It's this. It's the black hole the guy talked about. It's continuous. It's
Oh,
continuous.
oh, yeah, because what's right, what's wrong, what's upside down is gonna be right side up. You know, everything's gonna be opposite.
Exactly. They will turn into each other and they may even turn into each other again when you come full circle.
Mm,
Yeah. He told you in the beginning what would happen. We
yeah.
just didn't understand it. Pretty funny though. I do like that movie. And
That's a
at
pretty
the
good
end when
movie.
you do realize he was like, "Oh yeah, that guy was right. Everything just got switched."
Oh no, no, he was right because the guy's not real.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
because the guy's not real. So I don't know how he even got this information in the first place and how he was correct,
I
but
don't know.
he was real. Oh, and then how he called the lady, and then he was like, "Where am I?" Oh yeah, and that's what really set it into like these are different people. He was like, "Where am I?" And then she was like, "You're on a boat," but he wasn't. He was in someone's house.
Oh,
She's
yes.
like,
Okay,
"You're on a
yes.
boat." So then he's
Yes.
like, "Yeah,
Mm.
two completely different people."
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. And then it's like, we're sent an exterminator. Like, is this also like aliens or something like Horse Girl, and we don't know?
Maybe.
It might be, yeah.
Maybe they broke the timeline. Maybe just something went wrong and he broke the timeline.
Mhm. Yeah, or there might be some like third party that's like doing something. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah.
If there's a part two, that'd be kind of cool. Or maybe it's just best to end it like that.
Well, maybe the guy who told them about the black hole in the beginning was real and they
No, he didn't
sent
show up on
him,
any cameras.
but then
Well,
let's just
I guess like if technology is advanced, they could do that. You know.
Yeah, but him, the bearded guy being alive is breaks anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, he didn't show up on cameras, but this whole thing is, the whole thing's out of whack. So him not showing, him maybe not being real, maybe he was. You know,
Hmm.
so I don't know.
But like he gave him $1 and everything, and he like drove him to the bus stop or
This,
something.
this is how he gave him $1 in real life. This is how he goes. Thank you. He just gets it to him.
Yeah.
Thank you. He just gave the dollar to himself. Yeah.
Mm.
But you ever you ever go to sleep and listen to a podcast or listen to something and then wake up knowing that information and not knowing how you got that information?
Not
Or you
really.
listen to
No.
music while you're asleep and you wake up like knowing the song? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe someone from another dimension or something told him this was, and he just imagined. Because sometimes like you'll hear something and you're like, how is that true? You never listen to things while you're asleep. It's very weird. You'll like learn things, but you're asleep.
I mean, I have listened to music, but not like that.
Listen to a podcast while you're asleep. It's very
True.
strange. You'll wake up knowing information. Yeah, very
Hmm.
weird. Or the radio. Like I've woken up thinking about radio ads. I'm like, yeah, because I'll play the I'll play the radio when I go to sleep. I think it annoys my roommate, but that's okay. I'll play the radio. I don't play it that loud, but I play the radio sometimes. I'll wake up thinking about songs I didn't think about and the radio ads I didn't think about. So unconsciously. Yeah. And
Hmm.
he's a good actor because he won the Oscar for best actor for playing
Mr. Robot.
no for the guy from Queen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he won that Oscar.
Yeah, he was good in that movie too.
He was good in that movie. He talked with the teeth. That was probably most of. That's probably why they gave him the award. It was hard to talk with those teeth, and he did
And
it.
do the British accent. He is British, right?
No, he's
Not
American.
not the actor, but the guy from Queen. He's British, right? Or something.
He's from like some country where they like stone women still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. His parents were something.
Yeah, something. Who knows?
Not
The,
American.
not
Yeah.
American. And that's all we need to know. Not American. Sorry, not American. Yeah. Well, do you want me to talk? What do you want me to tell you about the Star Wars game, or you're not interested
Go
in the
ahead,
Star
sure.
Wars game? It is pretty good. Star Wars. It took me a long time. The Republic, Star Wars: The Republic. It's pretty good. The story isn't bad. It's a guy from Shameless. He's playing. He's the main character. You know that guy from the redhead from Shameless. He's who you play as.
Shameless. Oh, okay.
The redhead guy, the gay guy.
Yeah.
Right. He's the main character.
Mm.
It's pretty cool. That didn't surprise you. I didn't know that he was
Uh,
the guy.
I mean, they have used actors in games before, so
No, I know, but this was surprising because I didn't think. I don't know. You like if I told you who's the main character of Star Wars game, anybody's a surprise. I don't know. I didn't even think when I first saw this game, I thought it was like I didn't know it was story only. It's story driven only. I didn't know what this game was, honestly. I thought it was like
that
a.
is like free roam.
I had no idea, honestly. Because the last game, Star Wars game I've played was Battlefront, and that was never that good to me. I know people are really good at it, and like, oh, you don't like Battlefront because you're bad. Why don't you suck a dick then? Okay, you're so good at it. You put a ton of hours into a bad shooter. Just because you're good at a bad shooter doesn't mean you're good at. Okay, why don't you go to Battlefield? All right, and play Battlefield with me. Okay, then we'll see if you're so good at shooting. Wow, you're good at shooting at a bad third-person shooter. Wow, so amazing. You're like you're so bad. And so I thought it was that, but it's not. It's like this story-driven thing where he's the last Jedi. So far, I don't know. I haven't beat it. He's the last Jedi, and so he wants to rebuild with this black lady with big eyes and an alien. And so yeah, so he's gonna do that. He's got a blue lightsaber. I didn't know that on G2A. I bought the big edition, the gold edition, and so
Yeah.
I went in thinking I couldn't customize, and I have like a gold lightsaber. It's pretty cool. It's a fun game.
Are there a lot of hours?
I don't know. I didn't look up the amount of hours, but so far I played for close to 2 hours and didn't get far. Not that that's a good thing. It seems like a long game because I played for 2 hours and I did a mission and a half basically.
Mm.
And really I rushed through the second part because it was late. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna rush. I'll just go to sleep and do this tomorrow. But yeah, I played for 2 full hours and it was like really one mission I only did. The second one I was really just fucking around with the lightsaber. It's pretty fun. So yeah, I think you should play it eventually if it's on sale for cheap. Because I got it for 15 on G2A.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I thought that was worth it. So any AAA game for 15 is pretty much worth it. You
Yeah.
know, Far Cry was 14. Like $15, $15 to $20 seems to be that ultimate sale price after like a year and a half it's been out. Sometimes you'll catch. Oh, did you see Hitman 2, Hitman 3 trailer?
Saw that a little while ago. Is there a new one?
Yes, there is a new trailer because the one I saw was 17 hours old. So there's a new one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
Are
Looks pretty
there
fun.
are there still like pictures in the thing, or will they
No,
do
it.
anime?
No, I think they got our message. I think they got everyone on Steam, everyone who commented on Steam about how ass. Because I looked at the Steam and everyone thinks the same thing. Where for don't use comic pictures in a AAA game, you cheap ass. That's what I saw.
Mm.
Don't do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that. If we pay $60 for a game, do not give us full animation in the DLC. How dare you? Do not ever do that. Do not ever do that again. And finish the damn story. My God, what the
Yeah,
hell
you
is
have to
wrong
pay
with you?
DLC to finish it
No,
barely.
no, because it didn't finish. I have the DLC because I bought the game on sale. It didn't finish. It's honestly more aggravating because you buy a DLC, you think, hey, they might finish it. I bought this DLC. They might fit. No, no. And the
Yeah.
mission, and it's so bad because you're like, oh, wow, full animation. And the animation is like 5 seconds. You're like, the pictures were double the time. So you guys just have no money. They should just put, we have no
They have
real
no
money for
money.
this
They
game.
have they have no budget. They spent it all on NPCs that have I mean because NPCs were like pretty good, I guess. Like they had like some good dialogue, but they spent it all on what like voice actors? What like nothing.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know. I don't
But
know.
they have zero money.
They
Because
really do.
well, I mean well they do because they branched off of this was years ago after Hitman 1.
Mm.
They branched off of their like parent company, so their budget was like cut in half or thirds or something. They have zero money. Like don't make the game. Wait.
Damn. Oh, they branched off before they like because the first Hitman in the newer one was after they branched. Is that why they like started a whole new?
I think they branched off after Hitman 1, but
Oh, okay.
Hitman 2, their budget was small.
Mm. Have you played the old Hitman Blood Money?
No.
It's pretty good. The old Hitmans are pretty good. They hold up. The character models are old, but it's that game like it's that type of game like you ever play San Andreas
Yeah,
now, like the new San Andreas now, and like 60 FPS.
I have
Oh, it's
not
kind of
now.
like that. It's like the models haven't changed, but the frame rate and the look is high definition. So it's like you could kind of do it. Like I couldn't play like right now visually, it'd be hard for me to play the PS2 version of San Andreas, the original. I could really only play the PC version running at a high frame rate and actually looking good. It's kind of like that. It's like, yeah, but it's old, but the frame rate's there. Yeah.
How much is San Andreas? I might get that
San Andreas has been, I think, $10 for the past
on
years.
Steam.
Yeah, on Steam at least. Or go to G2A. It's always on sale. Yeah. I was gonna play it, but I don't know. It's a lot.
Like Jesus.
Is that mom? Who's that?
Yeah, Jesus.
Close the
Yeah,
door.
I
Close.
I did.
What's going on? What is going on? Are you kidding me? For 1 hour? What are you saying? Get out. Get out. Get what? What could it have been?
Nothing.
I
Not,
can't believe she interrupted it for 1 hour.
not
She can't
nothing
stay.
important.
She can't stay out of the room for 1 hour.
I know.
Wow. It's been she can't stay out of the room for 1 hour. Everybody, I mean, come on.
Not not even something close to important.
I know for 1 hour she can't stay out the room. I don't even know what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
I don't know. I forgot.
San Andreas, how much San Andreas is. But I was gonna say before she interrupted. My God,
Rudely interrupted.
I was gonna say, why don't they do a remaster of San Andreas?
They
No,
could. They make a lot of money. Well, I don't know about a lot, but they
you don't
make
think
some.
so? You don't think so? Like a full remaster, like it looks like GTA 5 type remaster.
Oh, then yeah, they probably. But I want to make GTA 6, so they need to focus their attention on that.
Would you want San Andreas a remaster or GTA 6
GTA 6.
with a woman as the main character?
Yes, yes.
All right. The breast physics.
Yeah,
All right.
I want that full.
Yeah, me too. What about the strip clubs? What if they only make male strip clubs because you choose straight women? And then people complain, they go, first of all, you've had strip clubs since 1997, only female. Wait, when did the first GTA come? I forget. But whatever. What if GTA is like, no, she's a straight woman, just like you're a straight man, and we're not gonna compromise on
I
that.
I just wouldn't go in them, but sure, put them in.
I mean, listen, if they said that, I'd be like, you know what, fair. What, fine, fair. You're right. We've had it for a long time. Now she's a straight woman, and that's it. So yeah,
Mm. Oh, you know what? I could see them making her gay just because of that.
I could see that. I don't know. Honestly, if they do, I hope they don't do it. I hope they don't compromise because I
No,
don't
me
know.
either,
I
because
kind of
then it kind of takes away.
right because then it's like, oh, we know. It's just a weird thing when it's a weird thought because it's like, oh well, we know you guys will be mad, so we're gonna change her just for this. Just for you. It's like, no, make male only strip clubs. That's it. She's a straight woman. Do it. How about this? Make it so you can only get a dance from a guy. How about that? If they really need to compromise, make it so you can dance from a guy, but
Mm.
you could see women strippers, sure. Because it
Mm.
is realistically a woman could go in any strip. It's not like, a woman could go
I
in any
mean,
stripper.
well, realistically, there should be both. Like in the Cyberpunk, you can
That's
choose.
that would do that then. That's true. Do that then. Yeah. Hey, you could do that.
Or maybe the next one you could choose your gender. They might do that.
That's true, but I kind of don't want them to because I want them to. They're good at tailoring the story to a person. So
Mm.
I feel like in a GTA game, if you're like, yeah, just choose, they're gonna make it non-specific, like Cyberpunk did, where they just said your name was V. Like I don't want the story to be too non-specific. I want it to be like, good, like with a
Mm.
one main character. Because imagine in San Andreas if you got to choose a woman or a guy. It's like, nah, just make a good story with. If you're gonna make it a woman, make a good story with her.
Yeah.
Don't make it non-specific because then it's like, no. It's more fun. Like you don't read a book with a good story. Like there are good stories that are unisex. 99% of good stories are from a specific person, specific to that person. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because if I told you, hey, make a good story for everybody, each gender, you'd be like, there gonna be some non-specific choices that won't make sense. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, it has been an hour. I want to end it on that.
Sure, I guess so. Is it too long? I don't want it to be too long. Has it been more than an hour though?
I think a little bit more, maybe.
All right, good. So, what do we end on?
That.
What do you want to say?
Thanks for listening, watching.
Hold on. I gotta look up the guy you look like. Hold on. You look just like this dude. You don't know what dude you look like? What I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Hold on. You know the guy who hold on. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I can't think of it. You just look like this dude. He's a director. He's a man. He's the guy from Limp Bizkit. Man, what's his name? Hold on. Here we go. I'll tell you his name right now. Hold on. Let's see his name. Fred Durst. That's who you look like with that hat on backwards. Look up Fred Durst's hat. That's who that Fred Durst's like backwards hat. That's what you look like. Or just look up Fred Durst. Yeah, with that, yeah, exactly. All you have to do is look up Google Fred Durst and click on like the second picture with that hat.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. You look like. Wow, that I couldn't think of. The whole podcast in my back of my head, I was thinking about that. Couldn't figure out his name. Fred Durst. All right, Diego. Good podcast. Until mom ruined it at the end. Um, this picture is really cool. I keep looking at this background. You want me to send you this picture?
Sure. Is it HD or does it actually look like that?
No, it actually looks like this.
Then no, I'm good.
I'm gonna send it to you anyway. You're gonna get used to old picture. People are getting used to don't get used to having HD because you never know when Y2K or something like that's gonna happen, where we won't be able to have good pictures. I don't know what I meant by that. One day computers will take over though. Okay. Talk to you guys later. And we're gonna stop at 3. Are you on the
Yeah.
okay. Don't end the podcast, remember. I gotta tell you something afterwards. Just click stop. Because I've done
Okay.
that multiple
Yeah.
times. 3, 2, 1.